As you can see here, reflected by the exceptional exam performance I put out during the first year of my degree, I've struggled with procrastination for a lot of my life.
That is a massive snake.
And overall, I think what this boils down to is a mixture of low energy, poor concentration, and a real lack of motivation. But over the last couple of years, without taking a single drop of Adderall, I've figured out how to skyrocket my productivity.
The key to this was a single realization. Your mind follows your behavior. No matter how hard you try, you can't think yourself out of procrastination. It's the actions that you take on a day-to-day basis that determine how your brain functions. And unless you're actively making effort to put your brain in a productive state, you shouldn't be surprised that most of your days turn out lazy and unfulfilling. This is why you need a good morning routine. Because if you mess up the first couple hours, you are not putting yourself on a good trajectory for the rest of the day. First things first, you've got to wake up. And if at this point you're thinking,
Oh, fuck. I just remembered about life.
listen to me, do not go on your phone. Your brain is at its most malleable and absorbent for the first hour after waking. And so think about it. Is immediately blasting it with low effort, high dopamine bullshit going to put you on a good trajectory for the rest of the day? Instead, make an assessment about how you're feeling. If you've woken up relatively tired and groggy, I want you to take 10 to 20 minutes to go through a Yoga Nidra or NSDR script. This is a very powerful and easy to do type of meditation, which helps to rebalance your nervous system and restore your energy levels. Studies have literally found that even just a 20-minute session of this can restore levels of key neuromodulators like dopamine as effectively as a whole night of sleep. Then, just get yourself upright and get out of bed. Do not go straight to drinking coffee. The adenosine system that caffeine acts on is not active for the first 90 to 120 minutes after waking. So if you consume caffeine in this period, you're probably just going to crash later on in the afternoon. Instead, before you drink anything else, you want to rehydrate after a night of sleep. And also get some electrolytes in, either with some sort of electrolyte mix or even just sprinkling salt into some water. Your body's way of energizing and waking you up in the morning is by releasing a small pulse of cortisol and adrenaline, which also sets the timer for when melatonin is released later in the day for you to fall asleep. Now, when left alone, this cycle, which is called your circadian rhythm, will actually drift out of sync with your day. So, if you want to feel alert and awake in the mornings, and if you want to get good sleep, you have to set this cycle yourself. And there's pretty much only one way to do this. As soon as you're out of bed, you have to go outside and get morning sunlight in your eyes. At least 5 minutes if it's really sunny outside, and up to 25 minutes on more overcast days. And this has to be straight into your eyes, not through sunglasses and not through a window.
This sends signals to specialized cells in your eyes, which communicate directly with the part of your brain that sets your circadian clock. And when you start doing this every day, this pulse is going to start happening when it's supposed to. In fact, alongside cortisol and adrenaline, morning sunlight also triggers a huge 50% increase in your dopamine levels, which is massively important to feeling more motivated to do difficult things. So if you can, brush your teeth outside, and then once you've finished, spend some time sitting or walking to get enough sunlight. And bonus points if you're not wearing any shoes.
There is good research so far that spending more time grounded to the earth has a number of benefits, which is why now I rarely wear shoes at all. Now, you'll also want to get a bit of exercise done, moderate to high intensity. And this is for two important reasons.
Firstly, exercise in the morning will help boost your levels of dopamine and cortisol, which will raise your energy, motivation, and alertness. But also, your brain is very plastic, and if you start exercising at the same time every morning, your brain is going to start anticipating this exercise and in response, releasing chemicals that prepare you for it, which, when combined with morning sunlight, is going to make it much easier for you to wake up on time and get into what you need to do. And before you make the excuse that you don't have enough time to exercise in the morning, yes you do. A great way to save time is to combine different habits, which in this case could mean going for a jog outside in the sun to get your morning sunlight and exercise at the same time. And this is great, Because if you get into the habit of doing this for just 25 minutes a morning, you're guaranteed to be getting enough morning sunlight every day.
After you've done exercising, you're probably going to want to have a shower. But that water better not be warm. You've just put a ton of effort into raising sympathetic nervous system activity and boosting the levels of your stress hormones in order to get yourself in a more energetic, more productive state. But warm water literally has the opposite effect and will undo all of your hard work. Instead, what you should do is have a cold shower. Or even an ice bath. I know, I've already gotten a lot of hate for this, but hear me out. Cold water is amazing at putting your body in a focused, energetic state. It will trigger a huge release of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, which is exactly what you want in the morning. And cold exposure also triggers a huge 250% surge in your dopamine levels, which is the same increase that you get from cocaine. But whilst cocaine only results in a short-lived dopamine high, which crashes well below its baseline, the dopamine increase you get from cold exposure lasts about 3 hours and gradually decreases back to your baseline levels. And there's a ton of other benefits to cold exposure. It improves your immune system, your circulation system, it helps with stress, improves your skin and hair quality, and even the fact that it raises your core body temperature, which is an important thing to happen in the morning. So, start adding cold exposure to your morning routines. I know at first they're horrible and uncomfortable and you don't want to do them, but if you're not willing to trade just a few minutes of discomfort in the morning for multiple hours of feeling better in literally every way, then you are an idiot.
At this point, you should be feeling awake, energetic, and alert because the levels of stress hormones in your blood are higher and your sympathetic nervous system is more activated. But actually being able to channel this energy into productive, high-effort, focused work is a skill that you have to consistently level up. You have to train yourself to channel this energy properly. And I believe the best way to do this is through a daily, focus-oriented meditation practice, which over the course of 8 weeks in a quality study was shown to significantly improve focus and concentration ability, as well as cognitive performance, stress levels, and overall mood. Here's how to do it. Take 13 minutes to sit or lie down, close your eyes, and focus on breathing through your nose. As you do this, bring your attention to just about an inch behind your forehead. Your focus is going to continually drift away, but each time it does, you need to bring it back. Just like going to the gym and working out your muscles strengthens them over time, doing these reps of focus will strengthen your ability to concentrate. Finally, we get to breakfast, and here we have a couple of options. Generally speaking, for most people, skipping breakfast and fasting until lunch is going to be their best option, because fasting in this way is associated with a number of positive health outcomes, and it will help a lot to improve your alertness and your mental clarity. However, if like me, you're trying to bulk, you're trying to grow muscle, and you're already struggling to get enough calories in, you're going to want to have a meal. Because cramming too much food into a narrow window of the day is going to harm our energy levels later on. And also, protein that's consumed in the morning is more effective at promoting muscle growth. The key with this though is that you need to eat the right things, because if you don't, your mental performance will slow down and you'll probably have a crash in the afternoon. You do not want to start your day eating a load of carbs, because your blood sugar will spike and your body's production of serotonin and tryptophan will go up, making you feel tired and sleepy. And you also want to avoid very big meals for the same reason, because these will divert too much blood flow away from your brain. Instead, you want to eat a breakfast that's high in bioavailable nutrients, healthy fats, and protein. Like this one, which is half a kilo of beef mince and some egg, which I eat literally every day. Whilst you're making and eating your breakfast, or even while you're traveling to work or school, you may be tempted to open up TikTok, watch a YouTube video, scroll on social media. Don't. In order to fully beat procrastination, ultimately what you need to do is train your brain to enjoy effort. And the best way to make sure that this never happens is by regularly triggering large releases of dopamine through low effort activities. If that doesn't make sense to you, then you should read this book. Instead, this time is actually a great opportunity to get in some learning. So listen to a podcast, or read a book. Or
While you're sitting down, feasting on your delicious bowl of unseasoned beef mince, you could start on the final part of this morning routine, writing down your goals for the day. Because think about it, you're going to be much more likely to procrastinate if you don't actually have a clear idea of what you're going to do that day. Most of the time that I spend getting distracted comes from when I'm trying to decide what to do. If you go throughout the day without a clear plan of what you're going to get done and how, you're going to get distracted and you're going to waste time trying to figure out what to do. So, take some time to think about what you need to do today and when you're going to do it. That could be the topics you're going to revise for an exam, the tasks you need to do at your job, the different things you need to get done around the house. Write it down. And now that you have, you should find that you're able to take all of this energy that you just built up and direct it into deep, focused, productive work. Adding these habits to your morning routine is going to do a lot to help your procrastination. And I have found in the last couple of years that the days where I do not procrastinate at all are when I get my mornings completely right. However, you're probably not going to have the discipline or energy that it takes to keep up a morning routine like this unless you're getting great sleep. If you're not getting great sleep, you're literally handicapping every aspect of your life. So that's why you should watch this video I've made, where I teach you exactly how to get the best sleep possible.